I'm Matthew Bales. I'm currently a Pro Vice-Chancellor at Swinburne University of Technology for research, and I'm the dynamic theme leader for the CAASTRO project. So I have a little project inside the dynamic theme where we're looking for flashes of radio light, which only last for a few milliseconds, and then travel across the galaxy to be caught by the Parkes 64-metre radio telescope. And we've developed some instrumentation that samples 26 inputs. It's 800 million times a second. And that all goes to these very clever little chips that process the data in real time and then send out a lot of information to a sort of mini supercomputer at Parkes, which captures the data and sends it down a dedicated fibre link to Swinburne. When it arrives at Swinburne, we make a copy of it onto some tapes, we put it onto the supercomputer and we start processing it. And this survey that we're engaged in has led to the discovery of over 100 neutron stars that are giving off these flashes of light. About 20 of them are just giving off a flash every now and then and don't flash again for several minutes or hours. And others flash continually. And we have two different methods for discovering them. One where we just look for the individual pulses, and others where we process like a 10-minute pointing and use what we call a Fourier method that looks for periodicities in that. So that's been very exciting because we've discovered over 25 what they call millisecond pulsars. These are neutron stars that weigh about 500,000 times more than the Earth, but they're only 20 kilometers in diameter. And they have a magnetic field which makes them a bit like a lighthouse. And these very feeble pulses sweep over our telescope. And by looking at enough of them, we can determine how rapidly the neutron star is rotating. And we've discovered them going all the way up to 500 times a second. And one of the more interesting ones rotates about 170 times a second, but is orbited by this strange planetary mass star, which we believe is a carbon white dwarf, and often referred to as the diamond planet.